And I almost forget. What about your journey sampai bisa bekerja di World Bank? Kayak apakah dari kakak lulus itu langsung directly work to the World Bank atau ada pengalaman dulu? Because I know World Bank itu sangat-sangat kompetitif.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah.
Not. So when I finished my masters, aku dapat kerja dulu sebelumnya itu di private company, and sebagai alumni LPDP aku harus minta izin dan dapat izin. Jadi kerjanya dulu tuh masih waktu aku tahun 2021 itu masih dikasih izin setahun. Nah, aku kerja di situ. Nah, that's when I grow a lot on like my career gitu loh. Jadi kayak pekerjaan itu tuh mengubah aku banyak kayak cara berpikir dan kayak soft skills gitu loh. Di dunia kerja itu pekerjaan pertama aku itu di Florida. I moved there without knowing anybody, and now I have family over there.
Wow.
Ya, karena ketemu itu. Jadi kayak bukan hanya build relasi di sekolah, tapi kerja juga loh. Jadi sampai udah pindah ke World Bank, I still like keep them in like contact, and then I visit them like once in a while. So I work there before I moved to the World Bank, and now it's nearly 2 years working in the World Bank, and I love it. I love it there. I love it I love working in the World Bank too. I mean, like I moved here because, of course, I'm an alumni LPDP. Harus berkontribusi, dan salah satunya adalah bekerja di international organizations.
Yeah, and you did it.
Yes, and it's really competitive, but there are a lot of. It's not impossible, but we have to do a lot of work to get into the World Bank.
Like how many phases Kak yang harus dilalui pada saat daftar?
It's different from like different teams.
Okay.
And jadi kayak misalnya pengalamanku itu aku ada pas daftar terus dikasih shortlist gitu, lalu ada online testnya. Dan it happens a lot in like different teams too, like online test misalnya kayak daftar untuk kayak jadi data analis, ya online testnya ya tentang data gitu loh, kayak Excel kayak Power BI, like any different type of test. Nah, lulus online test mungkin dipilih berapa, 5 orang kayak atau berapa untuk wawancara. Waktu pengalamanku itu wawancara pertama, lolos, ada wawancara keduanya juga. Jadi kayak online test, wawancara pertama, wawancara kedua. Nah, setelah itu baru dipilih gitu kan. I remember I talked to my boss like couple months after I get into the job, and then like she said like, you know why I chose you, like why the team chose you, like okay, because like back then when I interviewed, the last interview, they have 2 people, me and like someone from IMF, which is like,
wow.
She has the advantages gitu loh, kayak she works with in the international organization, like she knows about that area before, like, so I have no idea. I work in the private company, but what she says, like, she can see the genuine in myself.
Oh, so being genuine is a key.
So being genuine, like that's the most important thing. Like sometimes people like you can lie this and that, but like if you cannot, that's fine gitu loh. Kayak if you get the job because you lie, meaning maybe it's not gonna be comfortable in the future gitu loh. But when you're like just being genuine and you don't get the job, that's not for you gitu loh. I believe that, like if that's for me, it's gonna be mine. Just be genuine, and like that's why when I get into the job, even till now they love me. Karena that's how I am since the first time gitu loh. Aku nggak yang datang kayak ngomongnya di flowers gitu, kayak iya this and that gitu. Just bener-bener genuine. Even there's like a question that I answer and I was like, oh my god, I think that's not politically correct. You know, it's like it should be like this, but I answer that like really genuine, and then like she say like no, because you're so genuine and we believe you're gonna be like close to the team and you bring some energy to the team, and I did. So
wow.
just it's difficult, but I mean it's not impossible.
This is a very good message and advice, not only for para pendengar, teman-teman pendengar, but also for me, because I'm about to start that journey, yaitu mencari-cari pekerjaan.
Yeah.
Karena ini next spring will gonna be my last semester, and I'm gonna graduate on May. Wow, I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, and now you're gonna start apa ya, hunting,
Yeah.
job hunting.
Like adventure.
Yes. I mean, like, I think I told some people about that. Like, somehow we have like this grande aim or goal. I want to work here, I want to work there. And then, like,
Yeah.
sometimes when we get the job in, like, for example, in a small city, like I was literally like in one small town in Florida. And for some people, like, I don't want to move there. I know nobody. It's just like a small city, but it changed my life. So whenever you get something, maybe it's not so big, maybe it's not like an Amazon or whatever it is, just go for it. You never know, like, whatever, like, apa yang Tuhan sudah sediakan di situ gitu loh.
Ya benar,
So
benar banget.
yeah.
Aduh, thank you banget Kak, thank you banget insight-nya. Nah Kak, pertanyaan terakhir nih, lebih mendalam, agak filosofis. Gimana sih pengalaman studi di luar negeri membentuk karir, kehidupan pribadi, dan cara pandang hidup Kak Antih?
This is so deep. Yeah, I think it happens to a lot of people too, not only me. The like pengalaman di sini pas pindah sekolah dan juga kerja benar-benar merubah cara pandang untuk banyak hal. Jadi misalnya kayak yang pertama adalah kayak privasi. Kita yang sebelumnya itu emang nggak kayak udahlah, kita pikir kayak ya udah kita bisa aja kepoin orang gitu, padahal it shouldn't be like that gitu loh. Terus just say no whenever we can say no. Kita orang Indo sangat malu hati, tidak enakan, padahal no, we have to, and like we have to stand for ourselves gitu loh. We have to ask for ourselves, because sometimes we feel like we expect people to like give something to us, like, tapi we never ask because we just like tidak enakan gitu kan. Jadi kayak misalnya hal-hal kayak gitu. Terus maybe learn how to social skills. That's really important, because before I was just like, okay, I don't really care about the social skills anyway, just like communicate with people the way I want. But now I learn, like, whenever I communicate people, like when I approach them, I have to use the way they want, something like that. Like ada tuh like kayak cara people with color, ada different colors, like okay, kalau orangnya warnanya ini, kita approachnya caranya kayak gini gitu loh. Jadi and it helps a lot, not only like in like our life, like ini tapi kayak normally, tapi kayak macam di career, it's really help, because like it helps our connection with them, and also like it helps like whenever we work on something, it's really help, like because it helps them but also helps us too. Jadi kayak how to like learn the social skills, because like communication and all of that, it's really important, like regardless whatever major, like mau engineering kayak apa kayak, we're gonna talk to people anyway, like in the work or wherever we're gonna communicate to people. So that's one thing that I learned here, and it opens a lot of opportunity too, and they're gonna remember us, karena people at the end of the day, people will not remember about like your achievement, blah blah blah, but like how you make them feel.
Oh gitu yeah, what you leave.
Ya, jadi kayak oh ya dia ini nih sangat baik gitu loh, sangat pengertian gitu kan. Jadi kayak they will remember that, because like that's the thing gitu kan. Karena achievement like here and there, but like we're all human, not robot. Jadi kayak kita punya hati gitu loh. So that's one thing. And like maybe jadi lebih mandiri. That's really important. And like take care of ourselves, and like as I said before, we cannot pour from empty glass. Jadi kayak bener-bener kayak emang kalau lagi nggak ini ya udah gitu loh, we just can say no. Even like kayak hari ini aku sebelum datang ke sini lagi sibuk banget meeting kerja ini itu, but I told them like I have to leave, I have like 1 hour, I have an appointment, so they have to respect that gitu loh. So like there are a lot of things. I believe like there are, like other people will have like different insight, but like most of the time it's same, and that helps us to survive here, because it's like it's hard. It's not our country. We're far from family, so that's we have to learn to like survive, and like that's all the lessons learned here.
Thank you so much Kak. Anyway, Kakak udah berapa lama di World Bank?
Udah hampir 2 tahun, and I love it. I
You
love
love
the
it so
work.
much.
Love the work.
How about the work lot?
The work lot, it's a lot, but it's still like because you love doing that, so I still like I can manage that. I have like one thing from my previous boss in my previous work. He say keep the balance is like 60-40 when you work. Like the 60 is like a good thing, the 40 is like not that good, maybe make you uncomfortable. So the 60-40 you keep it that way. And I asked him like why not like 100% good, you know, like this good is meaning like you like the salary, you like the job, you like the people and all of that, like the time, you know. And he said like, okay, so if it's 100%, then where you're gonna grow, where you're gonna learn to grow, you know, you're gonna be in comfortable ini level aja gitu loh, you will never grow. But that 40 meaning like mungkin pekerjaannya kamu nggak terlalu tahu tapi harus belajar ekstra untuk bisa finish that project, or dealing with people too, you learn about people.
Oh, negotiation especially.
Yeah, and when you deal with hard like difficult people, you're gonna learn about yourself too. So those hard difficult situation gonna help you grow. So like keep it 40. If it's more than 40, you're gonna screw up gitu loh. Jadi kayak nggak akan happy. Jadi kayak keep it 60-40 around that, and you good to go. So yeah.
Nah, anyway Kak, akhirnya kita sampai di penghujung pertanyaan ini.
Tidak terasa ya?
Yeah, oh my
Okay, that's so fun.
goodness. Yeah, it's very fun to talk with you.
Oh my god.
Anyway, thank you banget Kanti atas waktunya, atas insight-nya yang sangat berharga. Ini it's very precious indeed karena ini datang dari perjalanan Kakak,
Iya.
which you have did it since when? When did you start your master degree?
2019.
2019
Yes.
sampai sekarang.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's
5.5
amazing.
years.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Dan ini juga memberikan insight baru untuk teman-teman pendengar tentang gimana efek jangka panjang dari study abroad. Jadi nggak ada yang sia-sia ya.
No, oh my god. It changed your life, it changed my life, it's everybody's life.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Nah, anyway Kakak punya advice lain nggak untuk teman-teman pendengar? Singkat saja. Aduh, seperti Kak Game nih. Kakak tahu Kak Game?
Apa itu kan?
Itu yang lagi viral di TikTok, kayak singkat saja.
Ya Tuhan.
Why?
Kayaknya TikTokku ini ya, kok aku nonton TikTokku jadinya beda.
You should keep up with the viral things in Indonesia.
Maybe I keep up with the viral things in the US.
Yeah.
That's the problem
Yeah.
gitu loh.
Maybe you have like singkat, just like 1 sentence, 2 sentence untuk teman-teman pendengar.
I think maybe one thing that it's a little bit not a lot of people talk about, because I've seen like a lot of people like have this inspiration, like you know, like oh I want to be like this, I want to be like that, and akhirnya semua orang mau gitu loh. Jadi bahkan tanpa kayak is that really what I want gitu loh. So I keep telling people, define what you want, define your dream. If it is sekolah di luar negeri, yes, go for it. If it's not, then that's fine. Like there is nggak ada tuh mimpi yang kecil, nggak ada tuh yang bilang kayak kalau nggak terlalu besar, that's no. Like not everybody's gonna be Ibu Sri misalnya.
Yeah.
You will contribute from like different part of like the job atau different thing gitu loh, dan just be proud of that gitu. Jadi pertama adalah kayak define your dream, karena you know yourself better than anybody, not even like being inspirational or whatever. They don't know about you. You know what you want, you know what make you happy, what make you wake up in the morning. So define your dream, and then once you know like hey I want to go study abroad misalnya, okay, then prepare and find a mentor misalnya, because it helps a lot. Find kakak-kakak atau teman-teman yang sudah melewati tahap itu sebelumnya, dan ask them the insights, ask them insights, not like something that is available online. So define your dream, find a mentor, and do your best. That's the thing gitu loh. Jadi mau kerja di misalnya international organization, then find a mentor. There are a lot of Indonesian international organization, World Bank, UN, IMF, and anywhere. Find mentor and then do your best. Work
Yes.
on it. Gitu.
Aku setuju, yes, bener. Dan gak ada kata terlambat untuk belajar, gak ada kata terlambat untuk mencari jati diri. Karena life itu adalah kehidupan kita itu adalah proses kita.
Yes.
Ini adalah proses,
We own
bahkan
that.
sampai tua pun. Yeah, that's your way to find your identity, right?
Yeah.
Yes, bener banget. Thank you banget Kak Anti sarannya. Makasih banyak banget udah bergabung dan berbagi pengalaman untuk kita semua. So teman-teman, I want to say that membangun jaringan dan koneksi dimanapun kalian berada bisa menjadi investasi jangka panjang yang sangat berharga. Juga mempengaruhi karir dan kehidupan kalian di masa depan. So dimanapun kalian berada, mau studi di luar negeri, studi dalam negeri, always bangun koneksi, bangun koneksi, bangun koneksi. So terima kasih telah mendengarkan Study Abroad Tips Podcast. Nantikan podcast berikutnya di mana kita akan membahas bagaimana cara beradaptasi di negara sendiri setelah lulus dari studi luar negeri. So pastikan teman-teman mendengarkan itu, and that's gonna be episode terakhir. Jika kalian suka podcast ini, jangan lupa share ke teman-teman kalian agar semua bisa dapat informasi penting tentang tips-tips persiapan study abroad. Sampai jumpa di episode selanjutnya dan tetap semangat dan terus bereksplorasi.
Bye.